Hello everyone, I am Taiba and you are on my channel Audiovisual Books Food for Your Brains. The book I have The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. The introductory part we have covered in video 1. Let's start from the next. June 12, 1942. I hope I will be able to confide everything to you as I have never been able to confide in anyone, and I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. Comment added by N on September 28, 1942. So far, you truly have been a real source of comfort to me, and so has Kitty, whom I know write to regularly. This way of keeping a diary is much nicer, and now I can hardly wait for those moments when I am able to write in you. Oh, I am so glad I brought you along. Sunday, June 14, 1942. I will begin from the moment I got you, the moment I saw you laying on the table among my other birthday presents. I went along when you were brought, but that does not count. On Friday, June 12, I was awake at 6 o'clock, which is not surprising since it was my birthday, but I am not allowed to get up at that hour, so I had to control my curiosity until quarter to 7. When I could not wait any longer, I went to the dining room where Mortiji, the cat, welcomed me by rubbing against my legs. A little after 7, I went to Daddy and Mama and then to the living room to open my presents. And you were the first thing I saw, maybe one of my nicest presents. Then a bouquet of roses, some peonies, and a potted plant from Daddy and Mama. And I got a blue blouse, a game, a bottle of grape juice, which of my mind tastes a bit like wine. After all, wine is made from grapes. A puzzle, a jar of cold cream, 2.50 guilders, and a gift certificate for 2 books. I got another book as well, Camera Obscura, but Margaret already has it, so I exchanged mine for something else, a platter of homemade cookies, which I made myself, of course, since I have become quite an expert at baking cookies. Lots of candies and a strawberry tart from mother, and a letter from Grammy. Right on time, but of course, that was just a coincidence. Then Haneli came to pick me up, and we went to school. During recess, I passed out cookies to my teachers and my class, and then it was time to get back to work. I did not arrive home until 5. Since I went to gym with the rest of the class, I am not allowed to take part because my shoulders and hips tend to get dislocated, and it was my birthday. I got to decide which game my classmates would play, and I chose volleyball. Afterwards, they all danced around me in a circle and sang happy birthday. When I got home, Saint Lederman was already there. Ilse Wagner, Henely Goslar, and Jacqueline Van Marsen came home with me after gym. Since we are in the same class, Henely and Seni used to be my two best friends. People who saw us together used to say, "There goes N, Hen, and Sen." I only met Jacqueline Van Mersen when I started at the Jewish Lyceum, and now she is my best friend. Ilse is Hinale's best friend, and Senis goes to another school and has friends there. They gave me a beautiful book, Dutch Sasa's Lessons, but they gave me volume 2 by mistake, so I exchanged 2 other books for volume 1. Aunt Helene brought me a puzzle. Aunt Stephanie, darling brooch, and Aunt Lenny a terrific book. Daisy Goes to the Mountains. This morning, I lay in the bathtub thinking how wonderful it would be if I had a dog. Like Rin Tin Tin, I had called him Rin Tin Tin too, and I had take him to school with me, where he could stay in the janitor's room or by the bicycle racks when the weather was good. Monday, June 15, 1942. I had my birthday party on Sunday afternoon. The Rin Tin Tin movie was a big hit with my classmates. I got two brooches, a bookmark and a book, and two books. I will start by saying a few things about my school and my class, beginning with the students. Betty Bloom Medal looks kind of poor, and I think she probably is. She lives on some obscure street in West Amsterdam, and none of us know where it is. She does very well at school, but that is because she works so hard, not because she is so smart. She is pretty quiet. Jacqueline Jacqueline von Merson is supposedly my best friend, but I have never had a real friend. At first, I thought Jacques would be one, but I was badly mistaken. DQ initially have assigned a random to those persons who prefer to remain anonymous. It is a very nervous girl who is always forgotten things, so the teachers keep assigning her extra homework as punishment. She is very kind, especially to GZ. Yes, talks so much. Yeah, it is not funny. She is always touching your hair or fiddling with your buttons when she asks you something. They say she can't stand me, but I don't care since I don't like her much either. Annie Metz is a nice girl with a cheerful disposition, except that she talks in a loud voice and is really childish when we are playing outdoors. Unfortunately, Henny has a girlfriend named Beppy who is a bad influence on her because she is dirty and vulgar. JR, I could write a whole book about her. J is a detestable, sneaky, stuck, two faced gossip who thinks she is so grown up. She is really got Jackie under her spell, and that is a shame. Jay is easily offended, burst into tears at the slightest things, and on the top it all off is a terrible show off. Miss J always has to be right. She is very rich and has a closet full of the most adorable dresses that are way too old for her. She thinks she is gorgeous, but she is not. Jay and I can't understand each other. Else Wagner is a nice girl with a cheerful disposition, but she is extremely flinkly and can spend hours moaning and groaning about something else like me a lot. She is very smart but lazy. Anneli Gosler, or Lies, as she is called at school, is a bit on the strange side. She is usually shy, outspoken or at home, but reserved around other people. She blabs she tell whatever you tell her to her mother. But she says what she thinks, and lately I have gone to appreciate her a great deal. Many one brag. Cigar is small, funny, sensible. I think she is nice. She is pretty smart. And there is not much else you can say about Nanny. FG De Jong is, in my opinion, terrific. Though she is not 12, she is quite the lady. She acts as if I were a baby. She is also very helpful and I like her. Dessert is the prettiest girl in our class. She has a nice face but is kind of dumb. I think they are going to hold her back a year, but of course I have not told her that. When Dad did buy and at a later date. To my idiot surprise, GZ was not held back a year after all. And sitting next to GZ is the last of us 12 girls, me. There is a lot to be said about the boys, or maybe not so much after all. Maurice Coster is one of my many admirers, but pretty much of a pest. Sally Springer has a filthy mind, and rumor has it that he has gone all the way. Still, I think he is terrific because he is very funny. Emil Bonimit is GZ's admirer, but she does not care. He is pretty boring. Rob Cohen used to be in love with me too, but I can't understand him anymore. He is an obnoxious, two-faced, lying, sneering little goof who has an awfully high opinion of himself. Max van de Velde is a farm boy from Madame Bleak, but eminently suitable, as Margaret would say. Herman Koopman also has a filthy mind, just like Joppy the bear, who is a terrible flirt and absolutely girl crazy. Leo Blom is Joppy the bear's best friend, but has not ruined his dirty mind. Albert de Mescuti came from the Montessori school and skipped the grade. He is really smart. Leo Slager came from the same school but is not as smart. Bruce Stoppelman is a short, goofy boy from Almelo who transferred to his school in the middle of the year. Cian does whatever he is not supposed to. Jacques Cossard Note sits behind us next to C, and G and I laugh ourselves silly. Harry Scarp is the most decent boy in our class. He is nice. Warner Joseph is nice too, but all the changes taking place lately have made him too quiet, so he seems boring. Salomon is one of those tough guys from across the tracks, a real brat.